this is the part of the studio where I produce most of my music, and the core of it is this Modular Synth. There are many modules from different manufacturers, and you need to connect them yourself with patch cables. So each module has got a function, like a sound source, an oscillator, for instance, envelopes, saturation, distortion, mixers. So you can build either a synthesizer, you can build a drum machine, everything is possible, and that's the good thing. So there's almost no limit, you know? And sometimes I'm just experimenting and trying to connect things I've never connected like this before, and some really nice things happen. There's also the Matrix Brute from Arturia, which functions as a standalone synthesizer, but it's also really nice to connect it with the Modular Synth because it has got these CV and gate inputs. And yeah, it can be connected with some envelopes or whatever. And this is a small version of a Modular Synth. I call it's my modular travel rack because I take it with me when I play live in clubs or festivals. And it's connected with the Arturia Beatstep Pro via CV and gate cables as well. So this sequencer receives MIDI from the computer, so the tempo is already correct, and goes to this Modular Synth. And the main sequence for beats is the Robocop, which goes then to kick modules and snare drums and stuff. The Arturia receives MIDI from the computer as well, so everything is recorded with the correct timing. Yeah, the recording is happening like this. I take the outputs of the modules, for instance from a kick module, put it into a sub mixer. There are little mixers as well, and that goes back to the analog mixer, where some insert effects are like compressors mainly, and then to the computer via the audio interface and get recorded. I usually record 4 stereo buses or layers, which is 8 mono layers, and then I edit it further in Cubase, or maybe I layer something on top later. Yeah, depending on what I do. And a little goodie is my tape machine from Revox. It's the Beat 77. I really like it because it has got that tape sound, obviously, which can be very pleasant and works as a glue for some elements like kick drum, snare, hi-hat. It kind of glues it together. So I tend to record, like if I have a mono beat, you have many things in mono in the Modular Synth. You can create stereo, but it's often a bit more complicated, so I tend to record it in mono in the computer and make it stereo afterwards. Or sometimes I even record it 2 times and put 1 layer left and right to create a real stereo. But for beats, I mainly go with the mix of the mono beat to the tape machine and record it directly to the computer. And I copy the signal and record it dry into the computer and decide later which one is better. But mostly the one from the tape machine is better, obviously, but not always. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do now as well. So we're gonna build a full track. We're gonna start with beats. We'll make a little bass line, a synth sequence, maybe a drone. Okay, let's get started.